Hi, Teresa. Did the other stream shut down all the way on YouTube? It just went out on my end. What's up, Joe? How you doing, Metal? Yeah, my last stream, it just shut off. I don't know if it's still running in the background or what. It did shut off. How you doing, KP? Yeah, I must have lost signal or something. I don't have any idea what happened. Thank you, Metal. Thank you, Teresa. Hi, Holly. Hi, Billy. Hi, Aid. Yeah, I'm still kind of new to the live stream thing. I've heard of people's lives continue running after they go off. I didn't want that to be going on. Some dead live going on over there. How you doing, Franny? What's everybody up to today? I'm getting ready to do some puffing. How you doing, Lady Smith? I sent a link to Backwoods. Actually, I sent him 2 links. How you doing, Elusive? Good to see you, brother. Yeah, that sucks, Joe. Should have cleaned my pipe before I started. Yeah, it was drizzling here a little bit ago. Well, it started this morning and it's turning to ice after it hits the ground. Starting to get ice on everything out there. How you doing, Anthony? You're dually infected, Joe. How you doing, lawfully armed? Probably from the different women you're messing with, buddy. Each one of them gave you a little sample of a little something. You got slush falling from the sky. Yeah, it's mist in here, turning to ice. I don't know how long it's supposed to last. I didn't know it was supposed to. I heard it's supposed to rain today, but I didn't, or rain tomorrow, actually. I hadn't been keeping up on the weather. Hadn't been keeping up on much anything, really. Some things, but most part, I've been staying off YouTube and just doing my own thing here at home, enduring my own sufferings. This first day, and a couple. I've actually, my back's not killing me, and my ribs not killing me, and I came to the conclusion this here is agitating it. Not this particular, but the coughing, because I cough a lot. ¿Cómo está, Roberto? Where are you hailing from, Roberto? Roberto. Well, some of them viruses can hang in there for a couple weeks before they show signs, so I'm just saying, Joe. How you doing, Potion Loot? What are my thoughts on runes? Well, I guess they serve a purpose in people that are of that particular faith or religion. How you doing, Survival Buzz? Good to see you, brother. You want to come up, Survival Buzz? I sent Backwoods a link, but I don't think he's coming up. Do I have somebody backstage? Is there a way to tell that? They should just be able to pop up here, I think. How you doing, Steph? Well, you'll have to do more English there, Roberto. What's up, TMT? Well, that's cool, Survival Buzz. How you doing, Roger? There's another Missourian. I don't think Roger puts out any content, though. I don't know. It could be a sign potion. That one that's kind of a Y like that. It's got the post and then the Y is going up. It means safe harbor or refuge or something like that. I had somebody that was seeing that a lot. And I don't know if it worked out for them or not. They seemed to think it had for a couple weeks, and then things went to hell for them, so I don't know. I got you, Roger. No problem, brother. Yeah, I'm up here in north central Missouri. I don't know. Maybe I ought to check into that potion. That's cool, backwoods. Well, I'm vertical. This is yes sir, Adolf, one-eyed Willie for sure. Yar. This is a pouch I've been working on today, made out of all recycled stuff. The this material was a long tent bag, one of them heavy duty ones for a real nice tent. I picked up off the highway. It's all folded in half, so it's doubled. I didn't have enough of it to lay out to do the box type pouch, so I had to make my sides. They're all doubled. That trim that's all around there, that come off of an old chair. Some of it's not that pretty. Some of it tried to roll up on me. That's what I was doing when I got sick of it because my bobbin run out. I am Rick Grimes. Hi, good to see you, Rick. One-eyed Willie, for sure. We should hook up in the zombie apocalypse. Yeah, Popeye, whatever. The snaps that come off of an old pair of excuse me, like coveralls, rubberized coveralls for like power washing. Got them out of the garbage at the butcher shop years ago, just for the buckles off of it. There was like 3 or 4 buckles on it, and I could only find one, so I had to take another one off of another pouch. It's not too bad. I gotta figure out what kind of back I'm gonna put on it. Well, I used to be a logger pure. I've done quite a bit of logging. Some of my first videos on this channel back 5, 6, whatever years ago were logging videos. How you doing, Pilgrim? Well, Well, thank you, Pure. That's a compliment all the way around. How you doing, Virginia Bushcrafter? Demo Man Don, how you doing, brother? Your bro E. Well, right now I'm smoking a cigarette, but where'd it go? In this, I'm smoking some of the Walker Special. It's a strain that some friends of mine come up with. Well, hello, Prepping with Sarge. How are you? Probably missed some comments there. What's up, Muhammad Ali? Whatever. I don't read that. Chechen, I think, is what it was. How you doing, Tristan? It is pretty good. It's what I have available now for what's bothering me in my back. That's the first I've smoked since early this morning. I didn't sleep well last night. I was hurting a lot. I smoked several times in the night. I was up and down about 3 times. Finally got some rest between, maybe 4 and 9. I got feeling pretty decent. My back wasn't, and the rib wasn't hurting real bad. Hey, Sarge, I need to do a VR to you. I don't know if I'll get to it too sometime here real soon, but I need to do a VR to you on cheap gear. I'll keep it nice. I'll try. Did I just get back from Vietnam? Well, I was at Masada in 73 AD, if that helps you out any. Travis Eggs, baby. Can't hardly read your name. Help, you wasn't working, I'd send you a link, Sarge. Let you get up here for a few minutes. What's up, Virginia? You knew it. Well, I've been having back problems for years, and this is kind of a new one up in my upper back and under my rib. It started up real bad about 5 months ago. I got a real bad cough, and it lasted for a few days, and I think that's what tore the rib apart, loose from the cartilage or whatever. It's bothered me a lot. And then, according to the doctor and the X-rays, I have arthritis pretty bad in my upper back. So, how you doing, Camo Carl? How you doing, Martiniano? Dr. Ryan. I don't know who that is. Is that from Clear and Present Danger? Maybe so. That's a good movie, Clear and Present Danger. I was just thinking about that movie last night with the stuff going on with the cartels and just letting my imagination run. And that's what that movie was, where they sent special forces into like Colombia to target some of the cartels down there back in the 80s. Some guys got left behind down there. It's a real good movie if you hadn't seen it. Well, thank you, Roberto. Wow, what's going on, Lady Smith? Do I have some trolls? I'm not seeing all the stuff. Let me see here. Lady Smith, comment again. It should go. Oh, I got Teresa in here. I forgot about you, Teresa. Sorry. No, I'm not Thor's father. Thor got his idea from me, or Odin. Yeah, I got a few mods, but I think most of them are at work today or busy doing something else. Teresa's kind of like an all-around the internet mod. What's up, Rabbit Coyote? How are you? It's good to see you. From Nambia, good to see you. Much love from America. May your lives be as well as ours. Yeah, I had some show up in the last live stream, I guess. I didn't catch all of it. Hutch and Privateer was on them pretty hard, took care of them. Well, thank you, BB. Take a puff of the good stuff. Alrighty. The Flying Dutchman. Yeah, I didn't have any hesitation making Teresa a mod. She seems to stay pretty fair and balanced no matter whose channel I've seen her on. Well, you can recommend me for that Thor 5 movie. Just send them over here to check me out. I hope you get better too, Joe. Too far gone. Well, uh, I'm kind of in the mindset we need to stay the hell out of all the other countries. See you, Sarge. You didn't invite me. Well, it's on my right side. Thank you, Travis. Yeah, I agree. I think that what's going to happen is going to happen over there. Um, I don't never hear many people talk about it. I've mentioned it several times since October 7th happened, and that Ben Gurion Canal comes down. They about need that territory to make that ever happen. It's the concept for it's been around for decades, and it came public in the '90s that they wanted to do it. It'll put a different canal in down to the Persian Persian Sea, I think it is. Oh yeah, Rabbit. I got a little concerned about my batteries this winter because that cold snap that the end of my building where the batteries are actually gets cold enough to freeze, but they're about 5 foot up off the floor, and I didn't notice any problems with them freezing. It was just probably barely above freezing right there where they're at. I'm gonna have to do something different for next year. Well, too far gone. That's kind of what it sounded like they're wanting to do with it. I don't remember the brand of my batteries. I'll have to take pictures and post them on my community. Well, that's again, that's a situation too far gone that I think America needs to stay out of. What's up, Key Lime? Good to see you. Uh, no, I haven't seen anything that's trollish so far. I'm cool with most comments, y'all. So be careful on blocking people. I mean, if it's racism or pedophilia or something, I mean, it's just obvious. Go ahead. If somebody's insult me, it don't bother me. Most people don't mean it by an insult when they say anything, and my eye doesn't bother me at all. It's been this way for 30 years, so good long while. I gotta roll me a cigarette. See all that dust on the window that I got open here? It's an interior window. Need to get the shop vac out and take down a bunch of cobwebs. Get rid of a bunch of dust. I should probably be doing that instead of live streaming, but oh well, whatever, you know. Person's got to have some fun once in a while. I had to roll a cigarette though. Swedes have their hands full lately. I don't know anything about that story, Lady Smith. Yeah, Potion, I'd love to come to Africa, but I'm probably not going to get on a commercial airliner. I have to see a whole lot of things change in this world before I'd ever get back on a commercial airliner. Guess I could do a private plane. How you doing, Daniel Akers? Yeah, I think I got decent mods. I'll have to look that up whenever I get off here, Lady Smith. Yeah, same here, Pilgrim. I got no interest in getting on a commercial airliner, getting involved in none of that horse shit. Yeah, I'd love to come over there and go big game hunting. How you doing, Nisi? I am a woodsman, Julian. How you doing, TCRS 1111? How you doing, Kenneth Williams? I've had a lot of people tell me I look like Odin, especially when I got my other hoodie on. I got a hoodie, it's got a real big hood on it, and when I put it on, well, smoking's healthy. How you doing, Brian? Welcome. Noldus. Welcome, Noldus. I don't know if smoking's healthy or not, but it is what it is. I've done it for about 40 years, and uh, should I have ever started? Probably not, but I enjoy it. Yeah, that's what they say, metal. You know, I haven't had any kind of flu since 2017. I've been seriously considering giving it up, rabbit, here lately. I do cough a lot. The doctor says my lungs are in great shape. Had 98% oxygen level a week ago when I went to the doctor. But I think I ought to quit smoking. I do. My lungs are very sensitive. They always have been. I have always smoked real bad off of smoke like this, you know. And I've been smoking it most of my life. There's been a few years I quit for jobs and things I had to do, but how you doing, Ruben Cortez? Thank you, Nisi. How you doing, Frank? I am a pirate. Ain't that the truth, Rabbit? I started smoking when I was 15 years old. I started smoking cigarettes and smoke about the same time. Uh, I made a lot of tinctures last year with ginger and turmeric and black pepper. Uh, Sorry, I do have a bad memory. There's like 17 different things that I used. Um, Come on, think, mister. I want to say Salina, but that's not the name of it. So, Woodland Sorrel. I used it in some of it. I used some garlic in some of it. I'll have to look at my notes and let you know there, Virginia. Hi from Corsica. Oh, Bonham to Corsica. I am 54, Imad. Yes, I'm familiar with Corsica. I didn't know Napoleon was born there. That's cool. Oh, I had dandelion, uh, the whole the whole plant in some of the tincture, and red clover. They're both pretty good for you. I don't know why couldn't think of that one. Blueberry, is that good for blues? I've got some elder. I haven't processed it up. They're in the freezer, but that's one of my plans at some point in time. I've got it on hand if I need to make some real quick. I don't know what that means, Nisi. How you doing, Widow? Every time I see that TWD, I think of The Walking Dead. Ah, gotcha, Lady Smith. Well, that's quite a deal, Ruger. I'm doing good, Corsica. Hope you're doing well too. I run out of bobbin on my sewing machine here. I got to rethread my bobbin. I'm putting in the mood for it right away. It's kind of a time consuming thing. It has an attachment on it where you're supposed to be able to do it automatically just running the crank on the sewing machine. But it's kind of ganky and it doesn't work right. So I just sit there and do it by hand. It takes about 10 minutes to fill that spool up with enough thread. I never have, Julian. Well, let's see. Are hanging on. There's a pheasant. There's some of my other ones. That's a 7 point, an 11 point, and a 10 point. I got a bunch more. Those are just the ones that was right here. I got them all different sizes. Trying to quit smoking. Yeah, honey was another thing I put in that one tincture that I had 17 different things in. Yeah, I've heard of several people using that snooze. Yeah, it's the cheapest way to go, and I think I like it better than with all the trying to look real. Because they always mess something up, it seems like, or something falls off, or... Sorry to hear that, Lawfully. My condolences. My dad passed in 2016. Well, Ricardo, hopefully they will clean the swamp. Yeah, burdock root's pretty good. I haven't made any tincture out of it, but I've dug plenty of it up around here and ate it. I've got like 32 wild edibles that are here on my property. I put some green walnut hulls in that one tincture that I put 17 things in too. I forget what it was for though. I called it Old Mac's Miracle Cure. Well, no, I called it Old Mac's Blackwater Swamp Tonic's actually what I called it. I posted a picture of it on my community last year. That's a ways back there. Yeah, I'm thankfully when I lost my dad, I was an older man instead of a younger man. You like that, Mello? What's up, Dreadful Nick? You pimping today? Sorry to hear that, Lawfully. Thank you, Mello. Yeah, I've got a bunch of lamps. Even some I made. If you want to see some of them I made, go back and check some of my videos. They're pretty badass. Where you from, Mello? Yeah, that's what the lamps are hanging on. They're hanging on the antlers. Oh, we're going past again. Thank you, Widow. Yes, I've ate moose meat. I'm not familiar with that shrub, uh, Virginia. That's a shame, Julian. I'm in north central Missouri, chap. I roll my own cigarettes too. I got a machine that rolls my cigarettes for me. Put it all in there and you slide the tube on there, rolls it. It's got a filter on it. That's saved me a lot of money. What's up, hillbilly? Yeah, this is a big man cave. My whole building's a man cave. I'm of Scottish descent. Use rawhide sticks. You can buy for your dogs. Soak them in water till they unfurl. Then you can make. Yeah, I seen a video on something like that. Use that for the globe around it. Is that what it was? Yeah, the shades. Well, I don't know if I had a way to do it. If I had some kind of like mountable device, I'm not going to be out there with my phone trying to hunt. It'd be kind of, I don't know. It just wouldn't fit the mood. All right, hold on just a minute. I'll go get my machine so I can show you. All right, these are the tubes. They usually come in 200 a box, which is equivalent to a carton. That's what the tube looks like, empty. Got a filter on the end of it. It's all hollow. This is the machine. It's got this little tit right here on the end where the tube goes. Little tube. You see it right there. And this is the tobacco I use. This don't have all the chemicals in it either. How you doing, Tuck? Then you take that tobacco, and I'll just do it down here and then show you. You just stuff it in that little trough. You kind of get a feel for how much it takes. I can eyeball it most of the time. I can tell by what's in my fingers whether I got enough most of the time. That's the trough full of tobacco right there. Then I take this lever right here. Bring it around. Like that. It just stuffed all that tobacco in there. Open it up. I got a cigarette. Pretty easy. Sometimes it'll mess up rolling and you don't get enough down in here. And it depends on humidity a lot, or even how dry it is can mess it up. But if it's if it bunches up too much and don't go all the way down, it's usually real tight up in here. Just work it around with your fingers a little bit like that. Get it all loosened back up so it's not so tight. I crimp that end back off. Then I just take it and tap it on the table or my lighter or something, and it packs all that down into all the way in there. Bag of tobacco is $14, Julian. Had a tooth. That's not bad, elusive. Privateer on here, he's in Maryland, and his is higher than it is here. Box of tubes is around $4 for that type. That's not too bad metal. That's a 1 pound bag of tobacco, Julian. No, one bag, a pound of tobacco, and 3 boxes of tubes is about what it takes, and that's a little over $20, $24, I think. So 24, $25 max for 3 cartons of cigarettes. I see potion. Well, when it depends what town I go to. The one west of me has a different smoke shop, and they have them 250 count boxes for the same price as the 200 count. And I usually buy them when I'm over there. But if I go to the town south of me, they don't have that offer. What's up, Kentucky? How are you, brother? I don't see you on YouTube much anymore. I probably just don't see your notifications because I'm not on YouTube. That's probably a good chance. That's not too bad a price, Steph. Well, Kentucky, send me links when you put one up. That way I'm reminded to go watch it. Yeah, I can't do the full flavored one, Steph. I cough hardcore. Things are rough over there in UK. Nah, hillbilly. We had some nice days Saturday and Sunday, and Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I didn't sleep. I'd sleep 2 hours. My back and rib was killing me. Killed me for 3 days. Then I had a good day, and then last night was miserable. Today's not a bad day. I got up, got some shit done here in the building today. I'm not even going to attempt to go out there and lay around and roll around on the ground. I think I'd be pretty well laid up at that point. Had a long talk with the doctor today. They called me back. I'm done with the gabapentin stuff. Well, I don't know what to tell you. My volume should be okay. What's up, privateer? Yeah, they're going to give me something else. I forget the name of it. As soon as I get some money saved up, I'm going to go to a chiropractor and get it all popped. I think that's part of the problem. I accept the fact I got arthritis, but as quick as this came on, I think coughing is what set the rib off and what's good keeps it all agitated. So I'm changing up my plan in life a little bit. I still enjoy smoking, but I'm gonna start making it into tea. Bottle it up in little bottles. It's pretty potent stuff. I made up about an eighth in the coffee pot here. I don't know, maybe 2 months ago, and I laughed my ass off all night. It didn't do much for the pain, but everything sure was funny. And I didn't even do the process right. I guess I'm supposed to decarb it. I asked Hutch about it today, and he said, yeah. So I got to decarb it before I perk it. I need to pick his brain a little deeper before I do any more on it, just to make sure I'll do it right and get everything I can out of it. You don't have to retract your messages, Elusive. It's free speech over here. I don't think you fall into any of the categories that gets kicked out of here. Hutch and Privateer had to bust a few chops last week when I was on. What kind of knife? I've had it a while. It's a good what it's designed for. Missed that conversation. Sorry. Yeah, fuck the NWO. What's up, Team Quack Attack? Good to see you. Buck 110. I own a 110 and a 119. I just don't remember which one is which. Yes, there's one of my Buck 110s. They're bad about breaking points. I don't think that one's had the point broke on it yet. To be able to take them back to the store where you bought them and return them and get a new one. And they cut that off where you have to mail them into Buck. So I quit buying them because I'm not going to go through all that nonsense. You're guaranteed to break a point on them. There's one of my older ones that I broke the point on. I got a Buck 119 that the point broke on. They just don't, the points won't take much stress. I broke the point on that 119 dressing out a deer. A little dusty. This is the Buck 119 I broke the tip out of. I reshaped the tip on it. I made that sheath in 1993. It was actually for a different knife. And a girl I was seeing about 10 years ago had some wayward sons. And I left it at her house and they were playing with it and the knife disappeared. I got the sheath back. And this is a knife that a friend of mine gave me, an old Marine. He's dead now, so I put it in there. I need to make a different sheath. I just stuck it in there because it kind of fits. Kills two birds with one stone, having shit out of the way. My building's still under construction, so I have to move a lot of shit, get things done. I can hold that tip in using the false grind on top. Won't even have to fuck with the edge geometry. I believe you, elusive. I just don't understand. Yeah, I like Bowie knives. You've probably not seen this one, Virginia. This is my Missouri toothpick. 19 and a half inches long. I still got to put the finger guard on. I got the piece of brass. I just haven't made it. Made it out of a lawnmower blade. I can make shit, but I don't know anything elusive as far as like what you're talking about. Grind from the top, okay. Got you. I tinker with a lot of different things, but I'm not a master of any of it. Yeah, give sling blade another meaning. And it throws real good, Lady Smith. It's got a really nice point on it. I can do like 25, 30-foot throws with it. I'd probably do farther if I practice with it more. Oh, come on now, Francis. But you are entitled to your opinion. But let's not convolute things with all that kind of talk. That's what I done to one of mine, Jim. You stay safe, Roger. French trench knife, that'd be cool, Franny. Well, that sucks, Razor. Maybe y'all will have full freedom someday. Well, sorry to hear that, Francis. I'm sure that's very important to you. I can't criticize you. You're welcome to come around. Even if we don't agree, we just leave some topics alone and get along. How about that? Yeah, I agree, Frank. I think it all be full freedom as far as the Second Amendment goes. What's annoying, privateer? Getting annoyed easy over there. Yeah, I'm not sure what kind of knife that is, Virginia. I really actually don't look at all the latest and greatest knives. I don't have money to buy it. Probably wouldn't spend it on most of it anyway. I'm kind of old school. The one I carry on me, it changes from time to time. But I've showed this before. Some of y'all have seen it before. I have to take it off my belt. It's not a K-bar. It's in a K-bar sheath, though. I got this at a scrapyard years ago. Pulled up on the scale in one of the concrete barricades there. It was sitting on top of it, so I asked the woman in the scale house about it. And she called the yard foreman, and he said, give it to him, and so they gave it to me. Oh, got you, privateer. What I the information I found out about it, it's an old World War II kit knife. It was based on the K-bar design, but they would stamp out all these parts, and it would get assembled out in the field. That's what I was told. I don't know if that's true. Looks like it's been ground on quite a bit, but it's still a pretty good knife. I keep it fairly sharp. That's what I'm carrying right now. As far as my main knife carry, I don't use scopes, Ocean. I got a scope on my crossbow, but I don't use scopes otherwise. I'm an old school iron sights guy. Yeah, and it's withstood the test of time, but Virginia, so I like it. One of my other ones I carry is the Milwaukee. I call it the Milwaukee Hawkbill. I don't know what they call it. That's what I call it. And I got so much stuff on. I tried to slide that in my pants backwards. A Milwaukee Tonto. They're both pretty good knives. I've been carrying these for about 3 years. Yeah, fillet knife's pretty good. They break easy, but you can sure slice some stuff up with a fillet knife. My best skinning knife. Well, give me just a few minutes. I'll go get it. It's downstairs. All right. I haven't cleaned it up since the last deer a few weeks ago. It was laying on my table down there. This is a pretty cool knife. It's got 4 different blades for it. This is what I carry into the field with me whenever I go hunting or frog gigging. And it holds an edge very good. But you can change out the blades in it. You flip this little lock up right here. Push in on that. And you can pull your blade out. I use that for like deboning and getting meat off, you know. This is the skinning blade. It's a very good blade. I've got a short of my last deer just here maybe a month ago, and I I'd split the whole thing and done the whole thing with that blade, and it holds a edge real good, and it takes an edge real good. It's actually an old timer, and I got it at the Amish surplus store. Then it's got the traditional blade, goes with it. Then there's a saw with it, and this is a pretty badass little saw. I mean, it'll rip right through bones. You can take a leg off pretty quick with it. Pretty easy. That's my main skinning knife. I have some old hickory stuff and stuff at my butcher station that I use sometimes. I haven't used that saw for quite a while. It's got some rust on it. I should have already had this picked up and cleaned up. Probably about an inch, Lady Smith. See, it locks in pretty good. Then you just flip that secondary lock up there. Yeah, and it really does hold edge real good. I've been using this for I wouldn't say every year the whole time, but mostly since 2017. The very first thing I used that on was skinning some frogs, and I'm very happy with it. I figured, being as an old timer, it was not going to be that great, but now I haven't put it to any test like to see if the blades will snap in two. I just, some knives you just don't put through that kind of stress. I'm not going to be splitting firewood with it. Yeah, Daniel. We try to do English and gibberish. We try our best to. Yeah, Sawzall. My first deer this year, that's what I used on it, was the Sawzall. I done a short on it too. Later, Lawfully. You have a good evening, brother. Yeah, I do too. Like I said, it was cheap at the surplus store, and when I'm just out hunting, it's not like I'm gonna be knife fighting with anybody, more than likely. And I'm really impressed with the edges that it keeps and able to put back on real easy. Especially the main ones I've had to sharpen is the skinning knife and the deboning blade, because you're always getting into bone deboning, and same with skinning. When you on a deer, when you split between them hind legs, that's all cartilage through there, and then up through the rib cage. That'll dull it out after a couple times. Yeah, that's the way I am, Team Quack Quack. If it works, it works. When I was a kid, my knife that I took to the woods when I was little, I'm talking like 7, 8, 9 years old, was a old hickory butcher knife that I stole from my mother's kitchen drawer. And I'm of that mindset. You ain't got to have the latest and the greatest of anything. I mean, it's cool to have. What privateer do? Yeah, that's a thing. Metal. They stick it down between the hide and the skin and blow in there, and it'll just blow the whole hide right loose from it. I've never done it myself, but I have seen it done. Yeah, mossy oak's probably decent. What's that? Is a hog not just a pig that's domesticated, or a pig that was once domesticated, but it is just a hog? Yeah, they all got their start out of somebody's field, out of somebody's pig pen. you doing, C103? Good to see you, brother. Yeah, the way I understand history, clear back in the Spaniard days and all that, they was bringing livestock over here and a lot of hogs and stuff like that, and that's how the wild hog population got started down in the South. If I remember correctly, they was having wild hog problems back in the Revolutionary War. Yeah, they're just swine, Lady Smith. That's a cool knife, Clifford. I've got a couple of old ones around here. I can't remember where they're at. I'm bad about putting shit in the bags and changing bags around, this and that, and just. How you doing, Sarah? Thank you. Let me go see if that little Skinner's in here by my other table. Nah, apparently I moved it again. Yeah, K-Bar and Case are good knives. Yeah, you gotta be careful with them wild hogs. Thank you, Pilgrim. That's awesome, brother. Well, Jordan, then I'm just not cool. That's just the way it is then. Well, I'm not broke. That is not a true statement at all. Hey, you don't have to delete stuff, Privateer. See, I've got a couple of dollars to my name. I am not broke. Yeah, you're okay, Jordan. You're not bothering me. I just giving you some rebuttal. Yeah, buckshot. He's okay, Privateer. He ain't saying nothing. I can handle most anything. I'm just not going to argue religion and politics with anybody. But we can hurl verbiage at each other some if you want to. I mean, you're cool, Jordan. Yeah, you're a bit far up north there, Franny, but I have heard that they're having wild hog problems up in Canada now. I heard that, probably 3 or 4 years ago. Thank you, Daniel. I try to be. I try to be fair with people. You know, the concept of our country is life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness, is it not? And who are you or who am I to tell you you're not right in the pursuit for yours? And that's about where I'm at with most things anymore. I ain't arguing about shit with people. You're not going to change my mind about what I believe, so there's no sense in arguing about it. Yeah, unless it's like racism or, you know, pedophilia or something that were like that one that tried to entrap me last week with the word in there, hit them. But, hell, people can flip me shit. I got thick skin. You know that, you homo. Well, I've been broke before in my life, I've been pretty close to broke in my life. But you know what? My property's paid for, my building's paid for. What electricity I do use from the grid is like $40 a month or less. My water's taken care of. Uh, I got plenty of food. I'm not like hurting for anything. The things I had to spend money on, stuff like vices like smoking cigarettes. I grow my own weed, so I don't even have to buy weed. I just enjoy my life the way it is. I'm working on a new pouch. I don't know how many of you knew is in here. This is a pouch I've been working on this last couple days out of salvage material. This was a big tent bag. It's pretty thick anyway, and I just doubled it up, sewed it all together. Started putting the snaps on. This was off of an old pair of bib overhaul type coveralls, the rubber ones for like power washing when you're wet all the time. They were thrown away at the butcher shop, and I cut all the snaps off of them. I got like 2 or 3 more just like that one, but I can't find them. This has been laying out in the dirt for like 3 or 4 years. Been walking past it for 3 or 4 years out there. The other one's probably got stomped down in the dirt. So I had to cut off another one off of another old bag. And I was actually sewing it on when the bobbin run out on my sewing machine. The binder or the corner stuff, that's all off of an old Ozark Trail chair. Some of it tried to roll up, so I had to run back over it again. Stuff like that. I'm getting so I can keep a fairly straight sew on just like this stuff, but this stuff here, when it's all flipped up and curled up from being used, it's harder to do, so I get off easier. That's what I've been working on. Coors. Are we talking about beer? I don't drink much beer anymore. I drink a little rum once in a while or some moonshine, just once in a while. I don't usually get too inebriated. I'm getting better with it, Lady Smith. I'm not where I need to be to start making stuff to sell. I'm still figuring some things out. There's all kinds of little tricks to doing this, and I just have to keep making stuff to learn it. I'm in north central Missouri, Daniel. Yeah, I got maple trees here, Potion. You tell them C103. I am running way behind here. That's cool, Daniel. We've got a few folks that come on here that are down in that area. Missouri Survival, he's down in your area. Thank you, Lady Smith. I did, White Crow. And like, it was 1704 down in the Caribbean. We were warring with Her Majesty's ships. Or it was His Majesty at that time, I guess. They thought they was going to come in and raid our little hideout and arrest us all, and it didn't work out for them. And I lost an eye over it. Was it 1703? It might have been. No, I've never caught a gator, but I would sure enough go for some spotlighting and road hunting of some gator. You're speaking Chinese there, privateer. I sure am planning on it, metal. Yep, yep. Elusive knows what happened. I was plundering that booty. That's what happens when you hang out in opium dens too long. Yeah, gator's pretty good. I've ate gator. There's a Missouri meetup, Daniel. You have to go subscribe to Hutch 2620, and he'll put out the information in the video sometime in the next 6 months. I think there might be two Hutch 2620s when you search it, though. It's the one with 13 or 1400 subs. He's a big guy with a beard. Oh, I missed that question. Oh yeah, I have lots of metal objects I've made. How you doing, Devil Dog? Good to see you, brother. Yeah, it's Hutch 2620. He goes by Hutch Homestead, but Hutch Homestead won't bring up his channel. There you go. Lady Smith put a link in there for you, Daniel. Thank you, Lady Smith. I didn't think about that. Thank you, Teresa. Hey, Devil Dog's link up there too. I think he's still trying to hit 1,000. Please, ladies. Yeah, if you're in Missouri or wanting to come to the Missouri meetup, go subscribe to Hutch's link that the ladies put up. You can stay informed over there. Well, probably about 18, 19 years ago, me and my pit bull, I've always had pit bulls. I'm going to miss your questions while I tell this story. Uh, I've always had one. Since I was 17, I've always had one as a personal dog. It was a different one than I got now. She's dead. But she was a big old dark brindle, had a big old jug head, beautiful dog. And me and her was down the timber. And just all of a sudden, I got this like weird feeling like the best I can describe it is if I walked up and I stepped up and I was 3 foot away from a coiled rattlesnake, that kind of feeling. It just come over me all of a sudden. There was nothing around to do it. And the dog stopped too and got a real low growl. She wasn't real big about sounding off. That's one thing I teach my dogs when I'm training them. But all the hair on her back stood up and there was something around and I'm looking all around and I never seen a thing. There was nothing there anywhere. I'm suspecting Bigfoot. I know that's conspiracy and all that, but uh, that's what I suspect it was. It was either that or some kind of demonic angel force on me. It's hard to say, but it was weird. It was weird and a bit creepy. Hi, Adrian Miranda. Yeah, I believe Bigfoot's real. Well, Pilgrim, you need to smoke a little more. Yeah, I've got a pair of John Deere snake boots, and I don't like them. They're just too stiff. I don't don't usually fret about snakes too much. We have the occasional rattler come through here because there's rock quarries up north of us, and but we got so many of the black snakes and bull snakes, and I mean big ones. I seen a black snake, and I don't know what flavor of black snake it was, but they're down on another lot here in this little town. There was a bunch of junk down there, and there was no gas tank like out of a Ford LTD, one of them ones that's like 4.5 foot long, and it had a rusted hole in the end of it, and this big old black snake come up out of the end of it, come all the way down. I guess you can't see my finger all the time. Went to clear to the other end of it, turned and came all the way back down to that hole. And when it got back to that hole, the tail was just now getting small enough to where it was starting to come out. And that snake was at least 8 foot long. And I have seen those snakes kill rattlers and copperheads. I just blew out my cigarette. Too busy talking. Ruined the tube. Gotta be paying attention when I'm doing shit, I guess. Sometimes if you're not paying attention, that tube will try to kick sideways. There's a little rubber boot on the little lock that comes in when I first got it. Hell, it didn't stay on very long because it didn't glue it on or nothing. So what I do is I usually put my finger up against it to help hold it still till the tobacco gets in there, gets a hold of it. I've had that old machine since 2013. That's crazy, Daniel. I believe you. That sucks, hillbilly. Possum or coon, maybe? We got mountain lions and shit like that around here. How you doing, Dan? Conservation denied it for 20 years, and they finally admitted to it here. I don't know. I think it was like 3 or 4 years ago that there had been sightings of them. Well, hell yeah, there's been sightings of them. They were brought here and dropped off by you conservation guys. I've usually got my Danner boots on. They come halfway up my, uh, about the same height as a combat boot up my leg. I don't usually fret on snakes too much. I've usually got a dog with me too. Yeah, I'm not into snakes at all, but I'm okay if I see them ahead of time. Yeah, we've been getting some ice here today, Devil Dog. It started misting this morning and freezing on everything. I haven't been out since around noon. I don't know what's been going on out there. Salado, how you doing? I missed you. Yeah, Billy, I'm planning on coming. Hopefully, I'll have my rig back on the road by then. I know we'll have some nice days soon, so on any good days, if my back's not fucked up, I can be out there. I got to pull the transmission transfer case, change flywheel. I'm hoping that's the only problem. The cops around here are pretty chill. We have some, they're Hispanics. I don't know how legal or not they are in an apartment complex up here in the county seat. Population 1,000 people, and there's probably 30 or 40 of them up there. They work for Smithfield. How you doing, modern frontiersman? How you doing, American Salado? Well, we've got corrupt cops here, Pilgrim. I mean, they're not liberal so much, but there's a lot of corruptions went on here in the last 30 years I know of in the law enforcement and the judicial system. And I know that all to be a fact. And things have changed a little bit up there. I'm sure the corruption's still there, but there is some newer blood in there. So our last sheriff, he resigned, and he was a good sheriff. He's the first good sheriff we've had here since I moved here in 1991. He was a former Army Ranger, and he didn't fit into the inner good old boy crowd, and just a lot of stuff started happening, and they cut off funding for the sheriff's department, and he just finally resigned. They were basically running him out because he wasn't playing ball with them. I got to visit with him a few times, and I generally don't like cops, but I think the dude was solid. He wasn't out just to jack you up because the law said so. He had common sense about people, especially in rural areas. We do have a new game warden around here, and he's a punk from Jeff City. He's got a bit of an attitude. He would fall over into the jackbooted thug category. I don't know that all cops go into that category, but that's right, modern. It's everywhere. Yeah, the same kind of everything goes on everywhere. I think there was times years ago I thought it was immune to this area type thing, and different jobs I went on got out of this area. Things are people are the same everywhere. People are shit. Governments are shit. Yeah, that's the way it should be, Pilgrim. That's cool. That's down the southern end of the state. I'm up in north central, straight north of you. You can email me. We can hook up sometime. You ought to come to that meetup. I think it's in June. They haven't announced the date yet. That's right, Robert Ham. That way, even here on YouTube, people being out for themselves. Yeah, it's good to see you, Robert. I haven't seen you around for a while. I got you, Pilgrim. Yeah, that's kind of what Hutch and Backwoods do down there at the get together they have by the lake. It's a family ordeal. There's no tolerance of stupid shit. just come and act normal. They had a guy show up one time that was toting around his rifle and just being stupid with it. So if you ain't got no sense, stay away. If you got sense, you're welcome. Well, it's about time you get back to that, privateer. I've already got a good one going, but I'll smoke to that since you're going to get back with it. Rock on, Kentucky. How you doing, Washburn Billy? Well, I hope everything's okay, Robert. I wish you well, brother. That stuff sure tastes good. That's that Walker strain. All my stuff I grew this year has a real piney taste to it, which I like. I will, Potion. I've got a few shorts up of catfish and deer that I've cooked. I got you, Robert. You hang in there, brother. Well, yeah, privateer. Yeah, it's pretty good, Kentucky. It's just the main thing I got, so it's nice to mix it up once in a while. I'm about out of the Walker. There's a cellophane of some of Hutch's stuff in there. I've smoked several bowls out of it. He was very generous when I went down to see him this last year. Yeah, I agree with you, Washburn. Thank you, Teresa. Well, that's good, privateer. It's good to let it drop a little bit. I don't know that I've ever tasted Northern Lights, Pilgrim. Yeah, me too, Virginia. That's some of the best times of my life right there. Sitting on a river catfishing at night, 2 o'clock in the morning, moon flickering off the water. Whoever stole my copy of Microsoft Office, I will find you. You have my word. Well, if he's one-legged, I can see him not running very far, Ruger. That is for sure. Absolutely, Lady Smith. It really helps with medical things like muscle and bone issues, Washburn. It beats going and getting on pharmaceuticals. I have had to go to the doctor here recently and got put on gabapentin and meloxicam, and I called them today and said the gabapentin's got to go. Too many harmful side effects possible, and people on the internet's been saying it turned them into diabetics. The doctor said she had never heard that one, but I've heard it on the internet, so I'm going to allow that it may be true. And I'm not a diabetic. I'm not on any medications for anything like that, and I'm not going to start down that road because that's the way a lot of that shit works. They give you a pill for one thing, it creates a problem that they got to give you another pill for something else. And I'm not going to get caught up in that vicious cycle. I don't want to live like that. I'm going to seriously make some tea. I got to decarbon this stuff in an oven, and I'm going to make me some tea that's going to will medicate me enough that I won't care. I'll laugh even if I'm hurting. Yeah, I agree, Washburn. I didn't take it that way. I was just expressing my moral value on it. I believe it was created by God in Genesis, was it 2:28 or something? It says to use all seed bearing herbs as meat for your body. So I think it's okay. Yeah, I'm trying to stay away from that whole system, Robert. When it's time for me to go, it's time for me to go. I kind of started the tinctures and stuff last year. I done quite a few. I didn't do as many this year. I need to get back and do all that again this coming year. Yep, that's the way it works, Walter. It's all a money grab. They're out to suck every dime they can out of you and make you into something that you're not supposed to be. Yeah, I've been there and back a couple times, Karn. That's for sure. Good to see you, Karn. Yeah, I'd like to compare notes with you on them solar systems sometime, Rabbit. I'm not an expert on them either. I have one. I just bought the parts, put it together, and that's it. Yeah, it is an industry we all need to know. I'll probably get hit for it, but apothecary. I'm hearing a lot of bad stuff about it, Devil Dog. I mean, you do you by all means, but I've been on it for about 3 weeks, and I'm not willing to take the risk. All right, I'll check it out, Rabbit. It might be a few days before I remember again. Just saying, but I'll remember at some point in time. Yeah, they gave me stuff. I was eating three ibuprofen and three Tylenol 6 times a day when I went to the doctor, and I'd been doing that for almost 4 months. And all right, I'll do that, Rabbit. And I finally went to the doctor because it was starting to mess up my stomach. And what they're giving me isn't helping me any more with the pain than what I was taking. And I don't know. I got to get away from all of it, even the Tylenol. I'm still taking 4 Tylenol every time, about 4 times a day. I take my meloxicam once a day, and I've been taking the gabapentin only once a day. I'm supposed to take it 3 times a day, but I cut it way back, 3 or 4 days ago when I found out about the diabetes thing. It does help with the pain relief some, but not enough to be concerned about. And at some point in time, I'll get this straightened out. I know I will. It's got to be. How you doing, Lou Chains? Yeah, that's what we do, us old heads. I can grow my medicine here all I want. It's legal even without medical. I grew a couple of nice plants last year. All right, I'll check that book out. Chat's moving kind of quick. I may have to try some Aleve at some point in time to switch it up a little bit. Yeah, I did that for all of the first probably 2 3 weeks of this real bad back and rib thing, and I couldn't take it anymore. I started eating ibuprofen and uh, Tylenol. If you take them together like that, it's kind of like a low grade Percocet's what they say. My dentist was the one that turned me on to that. Yeah, I've never been on blood pressure, anything, thankfully. Yeah, that's the way I want to go, is all natural. I'm going to really try to develop that side of things a lot more than I did last year. I made some pretty good headway last year, but yeah, I've been getting like weird sensations in my hands too. Well, and I think that's the gabapentin. Other nerve connected feelings. Yeah, it's the same here, devil dog. And I don't blame you one bit. And I told the doctor as soon as I walked in, no, I don't want any narcotics. If that's all you got to offer me, I'll go somewhere else. I'm not interested in even going down that road. I'm an addictive person, and I've had to take pills on different injuries and stuff, and I've had to cut myself off even before the doctor did because I was starting to enjoy it too much, and I don't want to get into that situation. Your roommate's got something to say about something. All right, Karn, you stay safe. Yeah, that's what I heard too. It's a nerve blocker. I've had some weird nerve type pains. Like a needle pain will hit me in one spot in my body and pop me, and it'll pop in another spot. It's like it travels all the way up through my body. It's like a needle poking me. John, I don't want the devil in me. He's been cast out, cast asunder. He has no more dominion here. Not in my life. Yeah, they wanted to do surgery on this hand 4 years ago when I was butchering because I was having some issues out of it, and the they sent me and done the electrode test. And I had two other it was carpal tunnels while my hand was bothering me, but I had two other nerve damages in my hand, and they wanted to go in and clip all that shit, and I said no. I'll just work with it. And I one of them vice grip deals off, not vice grip, but them clamp deals off of one of them good heavy duty pair of jumper cables. I scrapped some out several years ago. You know, the copper was bad, and I cut them off and I kept them around for different things. And I got one of them, started using it as a work my hand out, and that brought a lot of strength back into my hand that I was losing. And I haven't been having near the issues. So I believe most everything, there's a natural way to get through most everything. I'm not saying that that applies to everything, but they say that willow's really good for headache. I haven't tried willow for headache since I was a kid. My sister-in-law was a full-blood Cherokee, and I got sick one winter and coughing real bad. And she went out and got some stuff off a willow tree and some other kind of tree and made me a juice out of it and had me start drinking it. And it worked pretty good. The folks didn't have any money to go get me anything from the store, so that's why she did that. I remember having a real bad headache, I guess from all the coughing. I used to work at a butcher shop. Oh, yeah, open release butchery crap. Yeah, I'm not into letting them do anything like that to me. White brick bark, yeah, I've heard of that one. I'm not sure I'd recognize it, but I've heard of it. I know a lot of plants and stuff, but I don't know all of them. I could get by okay here in my area. Later, Potion. Stay safe. Come back and see us. Yeah, I've been talking to a couple of friends that's had kind of issues similar to mine and medicines and stuff. And one was telling me that when they send you to pain management, they'll start talking about different surgeries and stuff to do on my back. And I'm not even interested in any of that shit either. I think what's going on with my back can be fixed. So I'm waiting until I get some money ahead, and I'm gonna go to a chiropractor. It's one of the things I'm gonna do on my own. Doctor won't refer it, so it won't be covered on insurance. I think the chat locked up. My chat locks up quite a bit, and then I guess the signal comes back, and it'll just like flood me with like 15 or 20 messages. Yeah, my chat was locked up. Missed a bunch of comments. Backwoods back in here. Sauntering about. Somehow I was bumped from the live, but it isn't it milkweed that is like opium. I'm still learning these things because you best know what you're doing out there. I agree with you, Washburn, and I'm not sure on that. That sounds kind of familiar. Yeah, the uh, what's it called? Wild lettuce. You can make morphine out of it. Nature's morphine. I'm gonna scroll all the way to the bottom. I can't catch up all them comments. I'm gonna make some of that nature's morphine this year. I'd planned on doing it this last year. I've got some grows here. Well, sometimes you got to do that backwoods. I had to go yesterday. I went to the eye doctor, and the eyeball originally had a detached retina and a hole in the macula. And it's been 2006 was the last time I was at an eye doctor. Same place, but they didn't have my records on file. Just that I had been there before, and now I got it's all cataract over so much he can't see into the back of my eyeball, and he's worried about the fluids building up in there. I don't remember all the gobbledygook medical shit that he said, but he said that one of the possibilities is to go and have a laser, some other specialist, and they'll take a laser and poke a hole in that membrane to release pressure. And he said otherwise the other option would be to take the eyeball completely out. So let's see where that goes. That's something I might have to do is have the eyeball taken out. I've been told that before. I was told that 20 years ago. I haven't done mushrooms in a long time, probably since the 90s. I can't even remember exactly the last time I did them. I'll have to look that up, Washburn, about milkweed. Yeah, I'm thinking that's mostly what I need, Walter's a chiropractor. And I had started, I drink my coffee out of a pint jar, kind of like this one when I'm here in the house. There's my coffee jar. And when I put that hot coffee in it, that glass gets hot. And I was sitting there and I'll slide it up underneath my shirt, and right here at the curvature of my ribs is where the bad pain is, and I'll set it on there. And that pain hits that heat, the hot heat. I mean, it's almost unbearable. Hits where that pain is, and it creates it into another feeling. It's painful, but it feels good type thing, and it just like it relieves it. It's a weird feeling, but it's kind of addictive too to do. And then I put a rope on my I end up getting me a jar and just filling it with water and doing it instead of using my coffee. Then I've got one. Hold on, I'm missing a bunch of chat, people saying stuff. I slide it down my back and I'll let it rest on them spots in my back and heat it up and work it around. I don't know how you're doing, Maccabeus. I had to wear a patch after a brain surgery for 3 months. It gave me anxiety. Yeah, I've been wearing this for 30 years. Yeah, if I'd have went in the first couple of days, they could have fixed my detached retina, but I didn't go in quick enough. How you doing, Canajan? Hope all's well up there north of the border. Milkweed is used to treat pleurisy. Rabbit does seem to be pretty sharp at knowing a lot of this stuff as far as survivalism goes, y'all. I haven't heard him say anything that was wrong in over the last year or so of seeing him around. That's what life is anymore, isn't it? Got to break away from that system. Yeah, I don't want to get pleurisy. But yeah, that hot water jar really helps on that pain. And it, like, when it was like last night and the night when it was hurting, I'd get up and do that and it'd take it away for just a little bit. And as soon as I crawl back in bed, it was right back. And I might have overdosed on some of my pills last night in my sleep. Might have took that meloxicam one time more than I was supposed to. Took it a little too early. Well, I went beyond the normal people thing when I was 14 years old and became a survivalist, as in the survivalist culture of that time. I'm one of the ones that didn't rebrand when they rebranded it to Prepper. And I believe in preparing for all these doomsday events, having a plan at least. And it's good to have all kinds of supplies because you'll find if you let your mind prepare for everything, a lot of your plans, a lot of your supplies, all this is going to intermingle with other plans. But if you're not entertaining the fact that Yellowstone could blow, you're just simpler than a snail's ass. That's all I can say. And I've heard some pretty smart people on here say, "Oh, don't worry about Yellowstone. It's not going to blow in our lifetime." They don't know that it's already overdue. So, just to err on the side of safe, a person ought to explore that whole scenario and figure out what they would do and where they would, if it's going to affect their area and what they would do if they needed to get out or whatever. So I kind of rub people the wrong way. My chat locked up again. Why it keeps doing that. How you doing, Paul's Big Chin? More than 15 milligrams of meloxicam. If that's the max dose, it take once a day. I take the crap too. I forget the doses. She just upped it last week. Was it last week? Yeah. Well, 2 weeks ago. I had the smaller one, and she told me to just start taking two of them, and she gave me a script for the bigger one, and I just went and got it filled a few days ago. But I might have been at the 16 to 18 hour mark instead of 24 hours. That's how bad I was hurting. Yellowstone blew my dad. Huh. Joe's mama. How you doing, Joe's mama? No, Rogers. That would be Privateer. Privateer's in the chat. He has a wooden leg. We discussed this in the last live stream in detail. It could be moving Easter. How you doing, Rogers? Arr, matey. Well, you went here earlier to catch elusives. A detailed description of that. I was plundering some chick's booty, and she stabbed me in the eye with a fork. Oh, it's okay. Dickheads are all right. They don't bother me. That's how I lost the eye. It's it's permanently hurt. They're talking now like they want to take it out. Yeah, there's a lot of clairvoyance. I'm so far behind in chat. It is a medical condition. It's not a costume. It is a medical condition. And I'm free speech over here, y'all. I mean, I can handle stupid comments or insults and all that. They don't bother me. Racism, pedophilia, shit like that, or people that put comments up with trick words in them trying to get me to read something that I shouldn't say. Get me hemmed up. I usually keep up with trolls. My chat locks up on me all the time. I don't know how to refresh it other than to go in and hit top chat and then switch it back to all chat again. How you doing, Michael? I understand, Canadian. Thank you very much. It would bother me too if the shoes was on the other foot and I was in chat. But maybe they'll hang around and grow up some. That's right, Paul's chin. Nothing like that's worth joking about. Get you disappeared real quick. Not just in chat, but in real life, if you're in the right area. Remember the first time that I was watching Mac and I asked him the same thing, but he was kind about it, so he's a good dude. I don't even remember what you asked me, man. Milkweed vinegar. Yeah, I'll try. I'll check into that, Rabbit. Is that for pain? See, Paul ended up being a good dude. He hates pedos. Now, I'll tell you who has a large chin, and that's Palmetto Prepared. Well, Joe Mama, um, I'm going to ask you personally just to please keep that kind of stuff to yourself, okay? If any more comments of that nature come out, I am going to ask somebody to censor you. I don't need to know all that. That's cool, Rabbit. Make wood chippers great again. Well, privateer or any mods, if Joe's mama wants to say anything like that again, feel free to take care of it. We try to be a polite society here. Here at Max Republic. You just took down a drop in Be More. I don't know what that is. Thank you, Privateer. Lady Smith. I am open to all kinds of thoughts and opinions about a whole lot of things, but there's some things that just need to be left unsaid, and Most sexual stuff needs to just stay in the closet where it should be. It doesn't need to be on the internet. This ain't Pornhub. What's up, Sophia? Yeah, UK needs to get some leadership. I'm doing good, Sophia. Pedos get got in this area. It's not the got you want to get. That's right, Backwoods. Yeah, Sophia, for a heathen, you're pretty cool. Welcome back, lawfully armed. Y'all hold just a minute, please. Did I miss anything? Let's see, what did Juan Contreras say? Huh. I don't see Juan Contreras' comment. I don't know. I didn't even see a removed comment. Apparently, Juan Contreras said something that wasn't right. Oh, am I a pirate? Absolutely. Absolutely, I'm a pirate. Pilgrim, there's some strong storms moving in across the southern Midwest in the next 24 to 48 hours. Yeah, we had a little bit of ice this morning here in north central Missouri. Yes, I am a pirate privateer. I went back and seen the comment. How you doing, Blackbird? Good to see you. Huh. Looks like my counter started over or something. That's weird. Says we've only been live for 3 minutes and 53 seconds. I could have swore it was like an hour and 47 just a few minutes ago. Yeah, we had ice start coming this morning here, Sophia. It was misting outside all morning, and I went out to get some firewood, and it was freezing on everything and slick. I don't know what the roads are like. Just a smoke. I don't know what that means. Odd. I missed something there. Sorry. Says I've been on for 13 minutes. 3:30. Yeah, I'm at 4:43 now. Got some Mandela shit going on. Mandela effect. Oh, I probably just said another bad word. Oops. My bad. Yeah, mine was locking up like that. Sit there and not even move. Cusser. Huh. How you doing, Rocky Stone? Black screen for a while. Yeah, that's crazy. AK bots. Ack, ack, ack. Yeah, I remember the Berenstein Bears. I used to have one of their books when I was a kid from the fair. They go to the science fair or something like that. I don't even remember the whole context of it. Yeah, YouTube's probably hammering me for using words I should not use. Good to see you, Rocky Stone. You're always welcome here, brother. Yeah, and I just seen an ad here a while back for where the wild things are, and I had that book when I was a kid. It was about these dinosaur-like people that lived back in prehistoric times. I don't remember the whole context of it, but when I seen that, I was like, cool. That's cool, Rabbit. Or the banker. Huh. How you doing, Kevin McCacken? No, I'm pretty sure it's Berenstein. Well, Washburn, I think this is just another part of the big picture of things playing out. Well, I'm not sure why they don't spell it right, but I've always known it as Berenstein. Yeah, yeah. I started out as the third character. By episode 3, I am the main character, guaranteed. I'll rock that shit. If my back will quit hurting, then I'll just have somebody else rock it for me. YouTube can kiss my ass. I'm not monetized. I've been offered monetization probably 3 times in the last year. No, I don't want it. That's right, Sophia. You tell them. I'm willing to concede that might take till episode 3 for me to come out on top, but I believe I could orchestrate events enough that I would be the man on top for my area. with that always comes a bigger dog from another area you have to deal with at some point in time. Hell yeah, Rocky. What larva did you come from? Did some come from? Well, you know, there's many a species on this planet, I do believe. Washburn Billy is what I said. Is I think it's all part of the big picture, the big plan. I think it's all a deception. There's things going on right now that I can say, yeah, I approve of 100%, and there's other things I'm just shaking my head and just thinking, this has got to be the end times. There's so much AI and stuff being pushed right now, and that whole thing coming in with the new administration makes me really leery of everything. And all this going out and taking other people's land and saying it's ours. Panama Canal is ours. Greenland, yeah. If they wanted to come here, that's different. Then talking about going to Gaza, I think a lot of this stuff we ought to just be staying out of. We can be great again, staying right here in our own borders and handling our shit. The world did respect us at one time, and we can make it where they respect us again, and we ain't got to go around kicking everybody's ass to be that way. Everybody will know if you fuck with the USA, you're going to get your ass kicked. That's the way it ought to be. But I don't think we ought to be going all around the world doing all this shit. And yeah, it's just it's a new cycle in it all. That's all it is. See you later, Teresa. Make some supper for me. Yeah, cabin living's pretty cool. Yeah, I think we need to fix our own house too. I said this last week, I believe it was, and I'm not against immigration by saying this, but I think we ought to shut off all immigration for 10 years and seal the borders up and fix everything in this country before we allow another foreigner to come into in this country to work, to try to get citizenship or anything. And I understand the refugee amnesty thing, but realistically, I don't remember any Americans running out of the colonies seeking refugee status or uh, amnesty or anything like that. Just saying. So I hate to see people suffer too. I went to Syria in 2018 because I was seeing people suffer, and I get it, but everything's out of control. I do love what's going on at the border and what I'm seeing of the immigration thing. Or another nickel spread around outside of home. Not sure what that was about. Sorry. Yeah, take care of home first. Well, that was during the Civil War, too, Russell. I get what you're saying, but a lot of the Confederates that ran were still wanting to keep the fight up, and that's why they went down there, and they wasn't willing to surrender. Not everybody was willing to surrender when Robert E. Lee surrendered. And personally, I don't think he should have. I think Robert E. Lee should have stayed the fight and stepped down as general if he didn't have it in him anymore. I agree. We need to withdraw from NATO and the UN. But, America is at a stage of where we became so soft and so sensitive and such little bitches that I could see something bad happening here and a bunch of Americans trying to refugee and amnesty to Canada or Mexico or Europe or something like that. I could see it, something like that happening. America's about lost all of its spinal cord. I know a lot of us on here haven't, but we are. I honestly don't believe we are the majority, in this country. I'm not talking about people that voted for Trump. There's a lot of Trump people that would head for the border too if they had to, instead of staying and settling shit up. Well, we need to kick the UN out of New York. It needs to get their building out of our country. I'd heard that we pulled out, but that's still, I believe, got to be passed through the Senate, because that was a treaty that was signed, and I believe it's the Senate that actually handles all that. We can't just pull out of a treaty on executive order, if I understand things correctly. Sergeant Reckless. The name sounds kind of familiar. Is that a YouTube channel? Yeah, UN troops are pussies. There was like 500 Chinese UN peacekeepers over there. I forget which country, and they got overrun by the local populace. Got their asses handed to them. Well, later then, Kentucky. Exactly, metal. And speaking of that being an inside job, I was friends with somebody on here for like 3 or 4 years, and we had the same discussion over a week. One of them was 9/11 being an inside, and the feds versus the sheriff, and Waco and Ruby Ridge. There's like 5 conversations we had that week, and we didn't agree on things. And he had a really bad attitude about it. Even a couple times, I just asked him if we need to have a Hamilton and Burr about it. And then come Monday, he decided to go public and start saying, well, if you believe that Epstein done that to himself, didn't do that to himself, then you're an idiot. And that was one of the things, and just being real kind of off-put towards me in the chat. And then trying to say that I left because I was sensitive. No. Because later, in a later conversation, they told me that the things that I believe are a danger to him and his family in California, because he used to be a federal officer. And he said he can't wear his work shirts, and his kids can't tell what daddy did at work, done for a living, because of fear of retaliation. And that's because of people like me that believe that 9/11 was an inside job. And I believe the sheriff has authority over the feds in the county. He is the highest elected by the people law enforcement, and that is the common concept of sheriffs. We've allowed time to get us drifted away from it to where it's not the standard anymore, but a lot of sheriffs are coming back into that role again. And that's what we need in our local communities, is sheriffs to step up and tell the feds, no, we have jurisdiction here, not you. We'll decide if this person needs to legitimately be arrested. That's basically what we have here in this county, a Second Amendment sanctuary. Well, hi, Kumar. Welcome from India. Yeah, there's just too many things. It's about 911 that was, hokey. And here's the way I look at things. Okay, if you go before a jury of your peers, you're innocent until proven guilty, and you're not to be found guilty unless there's reasonable doubt. Right? Did I say that right? Anyway, you know what I mean. So that same standard ought to apply to information. If something's hokey there, I don't have to sell my soul that the narrative I'm being told is the truth. You know, I believe 100% that I got a right to choose that. And some people on this platform don't believe you have it, or I have a right to choose that. I'm going to believe what I'm going to believe, no matter what anybody thinks. if you feel like I'm a threat to your family because of what I believe, I mean, that's some fucking woke ass liberal sounding shit right there. That's some commie sounding shit. And no, no, I'm not a threat to anybody's family. And for somebody to even say that just rubs me raw inside of my inner man. It ain't a matter of being offended. It's a matter of some things are just fucking stupid to fucking say. I bet he wouldn't have said that to a Muslim. No, no, he couldn't have said that to somebody of another religion. They'd have hung his ass in federal court. How you doing, Deadly Kitten? Yeah, bless all Americans and bless the whole world. But the whole world don't need to be blessed off of American dollars. I'm all for everybody getting a blessing. Just quit getting a free ride off America. Yes, seriously, beautiful country, and the Kurdish people are very beautiful people. Well, that's all by design, Washburn Billy. That's why they had to pass the 1968 Gun Control Act. Because when they passed the 1968 Gun Control Act saying all these bad people couldn't own a gun, they started reducing the sentencing guidelines to where you could commit crimes and not hardly get in any trouble at all. See, that's all part of the communist agenda, and it floods the streets with more criminals. And then they make more things felonies that wasn't even felonies back then. The definition of a felony back then in 1968 was a violent, heinous. And I know people right here in this area that have been felons that did not commit a violent, heinous crime. That's a fact. I think all gun law prisoners are political prisoners. If you is arrested on a gun charge, you are a political prisoner, in my opinion, because it's been a war on the Second Amendment. When we allowed them to get by with that 1934 bullshit, when they started making everybody register their MGs and all that, all that special stuff, they knew right then they could make us do anything they wanted as a people. Yeah, I am too, lawfully. Original Kurdistan was in southeastern Turkey, northern Syria, northern Iraq, and western Iran. That used to be Kurdistan, and it got all split up after, I think it was World War One. I missed whatever privateer said. Exactly. I'm missing a lot of comments, y'all. Yeah, I see, Pilgrim. Possession of weed is not a violent, heinous crime. Why should that be a felony? Yes, very much. And Erdogan in Turkey, he hates the Kurds with a passion. That's what was going on when I went over there. See, Trump said that we defeated ISIS, and that's a lie. We did not. All the ISIS fighters retreated into Turkey, and Erdogan took them in and armed them and put ragtag uniforms on them, sent them back across the border to attack the Kurds, and used his drones and aircraft to support them. That's what the real skinny on all that stuff in 2018 was. It actually started in 2017. Well, you have to check your states on that expungement shit, because some states, just because you get expunged, does not reinstate all your rights. I missed part of the conversation. Shall not means shall not. That's what it means. I don't know how that could be interpreted any other way. Shall not be infringed just means you cannot touch it. They were considered inalienable rights when they was wrote down in the document. How you doing, Yankee Watchdog and Edward Wise? Yeah, our rights were considered inalienable when all that stuff was wrote down, and inalienable means I can't give them away to you, and you can't take them from me. That's why we are a republic. It's supposed to protect that whole concept. It is my 100% belief in the U.S. Constitution, legally, the law that I live under is the Bill of Rights cannot be touched. And that may be my demise someday. Who knows? A wise man once said, the woman you pay in advance is the one you pay less. Good night. Well, I guess in some situations, Fuji, there could be some truth to that. I'm not really sure. Only one way to get a boot off your neck, start biting back. That's all I know. Well, I think he's doing good on some things. I voted for him. I'm talking to T Jag at the moment, his question, or her question, whichever you may be. There's some things I don't like the direction he's heading with the AI and Elon Musk with the AI. I think that's going to play a big part in our future. He could very well be the Antichrist. We'll see. I'm not making a prophecy about it. I'm just saying I'm kind of leaning that he might be, and to have my stuff prepared that he is. That's all. If you don't think he is, that's cool. You believe you. You believe what you need to believe. Well, that's probably one of the reasons I'm healthy is all the cholesterol I have in me. Not a fan of him. Musk and Trump is a bad combo. It's all about cut taxes for the rich. Well, I, that may be. I don't know, but I think there's a deeper, sinister plan with their them hooking up together. There could be very well be a deeper, sinister plan. I trust no man completely. I agree, Haas Bozro. He fits the image of the Antichrist pretty well. I'm not one of these kinds that's going to get on here and start pontificating about it all. I think stuff like that ought to be decided in the individual's mind. Well, Washburn Billy, if you would research it, that third temple's already together in sections, and all they got to do is roll it into place. They're doing the red heifer thing. Uh, there's a whole lot of things going on if you want to research it. I don't know who Fenrir is. They're rabid. guessing that's probably the heathen version of the Antichrist or something. Well, you have a good night too, Jag. Come back around. You're welcome to hang out. Yeah, they're looking for that red heifer pretty hardcore. Uh, Last year they thought they had found it. I haven't looked into it a lot here lately. One of the channels I follow, uh, Odin's biggest worry. I'm not well educated on that, brother. I'll have to look into that. I mean, I know a little bit about your what you believe and the history of it and stuff, but I don't know a whole lot. That's one thing I like about Mad Chad. He's pretty good about educating people on all that in his live streams, if you ask. Anyway, I got sidetracked, forgot what I was talking about. I like what Trump's doing on the border, but it could be a double-edged sword. You know, I don't oppose what he's doing, but there could be a precedence there that's set for other things that somebody else could get control of, maybe, or he might get mad and or change his mind about something. I seen a Gilly Bates clip this morning. I got a screen recording of it where T-Man approved that clot shot that which we all know he approved it, but yeah, the way Bill Gates said it and everything, there's some stuff going on there that T-Man's involved with that is kind of hokey. I don't think we know the whole story on a whole lot of shit. Well, see, Pilgrim, and I don't think that's the kind of thing that's going to work. I think when that red heifer thing happens, it'll be of a natural occurrence at God's hand. I'm not saying it can't happen, but that's what I believe. There's a lot of people wanting to usher in the last days. I think everybody ought to just chill out and let it happen the way it's supposed to happen. Well, I don't disagree with that, Billy. I don't see the I don't see the disagreement there. Well, I'm kind of inclined mostly to believe that we are heading into those times, and all a person can do is make sure they're riding the right direction when it happens. You're praying for tidal waves. Yeah, I think there's a lot of illusions being created. I do indeed, especially on like online on videos and stuff. There's so many things that I've seen that I would have swore was real, and find out later that it was made up by AI and it wasn't even real. There's some real good stuff out there people's made that. And of course, everything I watch is on this phone, so I'm not on a big screen where I can look at stuff up close real good. So maybe there's signs there that everybody else can see that I can't because I'm on a small device. That's okay. I'm not going to get a bigger device. I don't feel the need for any device other than this one. I don't like this one. The day will come that I'll probably be chucking this one in the river, and that may not be too far away. I've been saying that for a couple of years. May have already passed that time to have done it. Never know. I don't go throw it in the river because I've been wrong before about something, you know? And I'm one of the few guys that can admit I've been wrong about something. That's another thing. That guy that was saying I was a threat to his family for what I believe, you know, he's one of them kind that thinks he's always right. He likes people to be in his echo chamber. Yeah, I just went and bought 12 big jars of peanut butter, hillbilly. Yeah, there's no need to fear any of it, Washburn Billy. It's like when I posted that link of the Apophis thing, and you responded that you couldn't believe I believed that and was worried about it. I'm not worried about anything. I believe in being prepared. Okay, you're not going to stop it if an asteroid lands on top of you. You're not going to stop that. That's people don't look into the whole concept of what somebody's saying. You know, Apophis could also land in the Pacific Ocean, and that could create a whole nother world for us to live in right there. The amount of debris out of the ocean and steam and everything thrown into the atmosphere, we'd go into like a instant uh, mega rainforest for days on end, weeks on end, probably. There'd be mudslide. The rain would be nonstop and torrential. That's how bad the weather would be, and it would create mudslides everywhere. So see, how do I know that? Because I've researched it years ago. It's something to prepare for. So I keep a big rope here in my building, and I've always kept it in my houses I've lived in and everything, in case there's ever a big mudslide and I end up at the bottom of a ravine or something somewhere, and I need a rope to help get me out of that hole. Always keep a shovel in the house. I think it's good to entertain all scenarios. And if you can consider it possible, then you probably ought to have a plan for it. You know, it's like zombies. Here goes everybody's favorite. If there's not a threat of some kind of bio something or another, gain of function thing crossed with rabies or whatever, if there's not a chance of something like that escaping, some, y'all know what I'm talking about. Why does the U.S. military have a zombie plan? It's called Con AA8, I believe. I've known about it for several years, but Angry Prepper done a video about it this morning. It's really surprised me coming out of him. If the government's got a plan for it, you should too. Well, that's kind of the way I feel, Rabid. And I don't claim to be the best survivalist or nothing like that, but I'm pretty well geared up for whatever comes my way. And I might be the first one to go. Praise God. But as long as I'm here, I'm going to give it the best I can and do my best to be the one that comes out at the end of it. That's right, C103. I've quit watching channels that I kind of like because they start getting into, oh, you shouldn't watch them channels that push the fear porn about it, Yellowstone, or, and they start asteroids, they start naming shit off, and I'm like, what a fucking douchebag. You're just trying to get people not to listen to somebody else's opinion about something that you have an opinion about. You know, your three birds are laying again. Good deal. Yeah, from the sounds of it, Rabbit, I'd say you're doing pretty good. Oh, you can say stuff against me, Washburn. Just don't try to get condescending. That's my big problem. Absolutely, hard times are coming. How you doing, Brandon? Hey, somebody take care of Brandon for me there, will you? He's having some hand issues. Hey, Kentucky, go up there and hit Brandon's fucking comment. Brandon Lowry. It's right above Sophia B's. Appears you're the only moderator in here. Go remove that person. Thank you. Thank you, Kentucky. You can time him out too if you feel the need to. Yeah, guys that want to talk like that, you can just time them out for whatever time you feel necessary. I can tolerate a lot of talk, but if you're going to get into that kind of talk, sexual talk, you just go somewhere else. Go hang out on Pornhub and do your paintings. Thank you, Lady Smith. You know, I can take you down a road, Hillbilly. If you ever get a chance to come up here where I'm at and we hook up, I'll take you down a gravel road over in the next county. And it's a little narrow gravel road, goes down, trees hanging over the tops of it. And you go down there about 3 miles, there's not hardly any houses. There's like 2 houses on this road maybe. And there's a big, you look off to the right side and there's a big old huge pig pen out in the trees. Big old hogs out there. And sitting over beside of it is a wood chipper. I shit you not. On one of my old phones, I got a picture of it. If I ever get back on the road anytime soon and have the money to drive over there, I'll take a picture of it for you. I have to look back through my Google account. Maybe it might be saved in my Google Photos. Seems like I shot a video of it. I'll look around. I might have a video of it. See, that's one of the things. If things ever fall completely to shit here in this country, there's going to be people like that that's just going to be taken out left and right. You know, I have no doubt about it. I'm speaking hypothetically in a fictional fantasy shit hit the fan world. Actually, if we were any kind of men like our forefathers were, a lot of this stuff would have been taken care of without government oversight. Just saying. That's right, Sophia. That's right, Kentucky. We are the government. We are the republic. We the people are the republic. It's not them. It's us. How you doing, Emmerich? Nice to meet you. Good to see you. You are as king. I don't know what that means, Kentucky. In your area, when SHTF or what? Riding around on your Harley with a big broadsword. Is that what you're talking about? How you doing, Randy? Welcome. Yeah, tribal overlord. That's probably a better definition of it. Oh yes, the King Yahweh. Well, saying that. I'm just saying he did pull out some whips and beat the hell out of some dudes that was uh, using his temple the wrong way. So I'm just saying he had a streak in him about taking care of things that were evil. That's right, Kentucky. He's the only one above me. See, I started coughing there. That hurt my rib. I don't know what that is. Thought heard Galloway. Well, no, it's not the tobacco brand. It's I've always coughed off of this. I have my whole life since I started smoking. All right, you take care, Robert. You stay strong, brother. Blessings to you. I bought several different brands of tobacco up there from them, and this is the best one I like best. Some of them brands, it seems like it's really dry when it gets to the shelf or something. I don't know if it's in their curing process. When it starts getting really dry, it gets harsh. I need to buy me a good spritzer bottle so I can spritz stuff down. I've got some spray bottles, but they've had different cleaning materials run through them, so and I don't really want to use them to spray on stuff that I am going to be smoking or consuming. You roll your own too, Sophia? That's cool. There's a lot of us on here that roll our own. Yeah, and if I buy the smaller bags, if I don't want to drive clear to one of the bigger towns and I just go up here to the little town, they have the small, what are they, 6 ounce bag, and they sit on the shelf a long time up there. I think they're Gambler brand up there, and sometimes there've been a few times I bought up there. It's a little more expensive, but if I didn't want to waste the gas driving clear south just for some tobacco, and it was just harsh, dry. I need to get me a good spray bottle and get me some good natural apple juice. Just know that anything that you might take as offensive or whatever is not my intention. If I wanted to be an asshole, I could do a way better job, Mac. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. I'm just not going to argue about religious beliefs. I believe what I believe biblically, and that's what it is. If anybody feels like they've got to uh, inform me about a different belief than what I believe, then they can make a video about it and tag me in it, and I'll go check it out if I have time. When it's fresh, what do you? Well, all the Gambler I bought is truer than this stuff I buy. Even the Gambler I bought from the tobacco outlet. How you doing, Ism Kens? Where are you from? You used to cut and hang tobacco when you was younger, Randy? That's cool. I've seen it done. I've never done it. I don't I don't know what language that is. There, Algeria. Well, nice to meet you. What's the weather like there? Ah, well, just keep her. Ah, you use a translator. Cool. I don't have that on my phone. The translator keeps up. Well, I'm sure it will. I'm from the United States of America. The red, white, and blue. So, Blackbird, you and Rabbit are kind of close to each other, I'm guessing, down there. That's cool. I don't know what that is, Deji. Shara Bullet. No idea. Well, I was actually sewing on a bag I'm making, all out of salvaged material and parts and stuff. And my bobbin run out of thread, out of twine, so I stopped and got on here for a live stream. All right, Kentucky, you stay safe. Well, thank you, Assam. Honor for me too. How you doing, Christian Bridges? Welcome. Let me do something here real quick. How you doing, Semper Fortunis Nata? You mentioned being a survivalist rather than a prepper. Yes, sir, to that. I've been a survivalist since the early 1980s. Yeah, I started in 1984. And nowadays they've, hold on, I'll get back to that. That's still pretty close. That's cool that you got a boat. Ah, becoming dangerous. Gotcha. Uh, Here in the modern age, since they've tried to rebrand to um, prepper, survivalists are now commonly called like bushcrafters and stuff, which is survival on a minimal level, in my opinion. It's good to know. Bushcrafting's cool. A person should be able to go out in the woods and live off the land if they have to. Absolutely. But I think it's way beyond all that. Gets a lot into a lot of skills and mindset and the way you set things up. The hero will sacrifice his family for the others, but the villain, he will burn the fucking world to the ground to save his family. Be the villain. Yeah, how you doing, Wayne? I didn't recognize that channel name change. I'll try to remember that. Time for you to do another live sometime soon, isn't it? I'd like to do a live stream with you. Compare some notes on some things going on. If you're on Facebook Messenger, you can get a hold of me there. My email's in my About section if you want to get a hold of me. I don't know how to get a hold of you. Check your chat, Kentucky. You might be in top chat. Put yourself in live chat. It should be listed as live chat or all chat. Top chat just shows you part of the messages. Well, every day's a good day, even if I got something to complain about, Washburn. Even if it's my time to go home, it's still a good day. Yeah, privateer, if he wants to do it that way, it's up to him. Chat took off on me. I don't see a Wayne either. Wayne is Semper Fort. Semper Fortis Nada. I can hardly see that. It's kind of blurry. Here he gave a description of the name. The name is for the old Navy motto, means always courageous sailors. Absolutely, Randy. A lot of it's in mindset. When the wind changes on you, adjust the sails. Oh, my chat quit moving again. Just a dad. Sup, dude? Juice Dust. Am I homeless? I am not. I own my own building on 3.5 acres. I'm a woodsman and a pirate and a logger. I'm a soldier of fortune. I could go on and on. I'm a carpenter. I'm a vacuum excavator. I'm a butcher. I'm a welder. Yeah, I don't know what's up with that, Washburn. I think you said you tried to email me a couple of years ago. Well, Rabbit, it's always better to be an asshole than a douchebag. Well, I guess Sophie had timed out Rabbit. I don't know what he did. Shame on you, Rabbit. You better go let him out of jail, Sophia. Well, I'm a bit of everything. I try my best to be a jack of all trades that I can be and a master of none. It's just, that's the survivalist mindset. A lot of the independent work I've always been able to pick up here, out here in the middle of nowhereville, backwoods, backwater America. It's just been real tough the last couple of years. I think it's because people are not spending money. It's been real hard to pick up any kind of side jobs. I'm gonna have to get good at something else. Monopolize that somehow. I have people keep telling me how to sell my lamps and stuff like that, but I got to get stuff set up to do that too. I am looking into it. My tobacco feels a little moist the way it's working in the machine, trying to bunch up on me. Maybe the way you're typing it in. I have no idea, Horseman. Yep, just a dad. That's the way it is anymore, it seems like. I don't know what kind of secret fun you girls are talking about. And the governor, most of all. Most of most. I don't know. I don't know what that means. All right, Wayne. No American soldado. I'm a pirate. Sent the correct info, Mac. Okay. Well, Randy, I'm kind of a lone wolf in life, but I live in a hamlet on a river out in the middle of nowhere. It used to be a town. There's less than 50 people live here. We're not a group. We're all just neighbors, and we're very conservative people. And we know what neighborly stuff. We know how neighbors are supposed to act towards each other for the most part. The younger ones sometimes don't get a grasp of it, and we do get the occasional outsider from somewhere, some city moves here, and it takes some time to adjust their mindset. But um, that's my main group. I have friends that'll come here if things ever go zombie apocalypse, but uh, for the most part, it's my community. There's all kinds of livestock in this area. I mean, there's plenty of food here, not counting wildlife. And I've lived around here for 30, since 91, however many years that is. Most everybody knows me. I'm part of the community. So I think that's the best bet a person can have is to be a part of the community where you live. I think and I understand some places it's probably really not possible, and if it's not, then maybe you ought to consider moving somewhere else. But most areas that are somewhat conservative, you can find neighbors to get along with. You don't have to agree with them 100% on things. Avoid the stupid shit to avoid hard feelings, and you can tell the drama queens and who they are, and just learn to meter your distance with them. But you can have a good standing relationship with most of your neighbors if you try. Yeah, I don't. I'm not asking for any help, Washburn. Thanks anyway. The Father's always provided for me. He said he'd never see me begging bread in the street, and that's not happened yet. So, praise God. Well, I think in some areas the wildlife could be hunt to extinction. I think some areas the local population will seal things up enough that they'll things like that'll become protected if it's within the boundaries of a county or whatever. There's other areas like down south where there's more population out in the countrysides, yeah, and people don't get along. They don't know who their neighbors are 5 miles up the road. I think in places like that, all the bubbas will be out there clearing the countryside of all the deer and turkey and anything else. Check something real quick. I didn't see what time it was when I had the screen pulled down. Oh, it's 7 o'clock. I reckon I ought to hop off here, y'all. If y'all are tired of being, I can stay on here if y'all want to talk more. Doesn't matter. It's up to y'all. I know you didn't, Washburn, but you know I wasn't dry begging you either, throwing out the hints out there so you feel like you got to give me something. I got stuff for sale. I definitely have stuff for sale. I would like to start selling some stuff at some point. So that's one way if you want to help out or whatever on this end. I am willing to make sure you get a reciprocation of something of equal value. I've got a couple of Griswold cast iron skillets I want to sell. It's just a couple of the things. One's a 12 inch and one's a 14 inch. If you know anybody interested in Griswold skillets, you know, cast iron collectors, feel free to email me. She was on the fire board, first responder. Hell yeah, Rabid. I was on the volunteer fire department up here about 20 years ago. Chat's jumping fast again. Well, thank you, Just a Dad. I'm glad you're enjoying the company. We'll hang out a little bit longer. I'm not in no hurry. Yeah, Griswold's some cool ass shit. I was looking today on eBay, and I'm not sure some of them prices are what they're supposed to be. I know about the value of mine. I don't know if there's any kind of like special markings on them or nothing, but they're both stamped Griswold. One's the smaller pattern, one's the bigger pattern Griswold. I've got a shit ton of cast iron. Morally bankrupt. Love you too, bud. Thank you for coming. Yeah, I've got Wagner, I've got Lodge, and a couple other brands. I cannot remember the names. The muffin pan type stuff, you know, baking ware. I've got some stuff like that. They're different names, so I can't remember. Got a memory about that long as far as details sometimes. Yeah, I can afford to get rid of some of it, Rabid. I have literally a bunch of it. I have griddles, I have pots and lids and big broilers. I've got a cast iron kettle that's this big around and about that about that deep. I've always just collected it for, you know, to have hang on the wall so it looked cool on my wall. I'm smoking a cigarette at the moment. I will shortly get back to the good stuff though. And actually, that's the brand name on my tobacco. It's the good stuff. Isn't that funny? I thought it was hilarious. What? You pipe down over there with your wooden leg, privateer. I'm awake. Yes, a cauldron. I've got a small one too that's only about this big around. It's a little fancier. It comes up and it actually has the lip edge that comes out like that. Yeah, it's the good stuff. Yes. Sorry, I'm missing a bunch of the chats. It's flying by. Well, you know what? That Volkswagen Bug hubcap, I can cook in. Yeah, or you never know. They might have sold it to somebody else who's a collector. There was a couple of punk asses around here stole the cast iron bell out of an old church, like a 150-year-old church, where they didn't have services anymore, and they sold it to a collector, and the collector was the one that turned them in. I use my cauldron a lot for like off-grid laundry. Things get tight and I can't go to the laundromat or something. My washing machine froze up like 3 years ago. I had a domestic washing machine. I have a shitload of military gear, barter and trade. You know. Yeah, yeah, I like barter and trade. paid $150 for mine, Sophia. I got a hell of a deal on it. I had another one, me and my second wife, when she was still alive. She was helping me get some scrap out of a ditch. It was an old ditch on a farm, and they'd dump junk in it, dozed trees in on it and stuff, and we was dragging shit up out of it on this job I was cleaning up. And that cast iron cauldron was down there underneath of a log. And we spent hours digging that thing out to get it out and not break it. And I sold it a few years later for $400, and I wish I'd have kept it. But I mean, it was all profit, but I sure missed it after it was gone. No, I don't have the tripod for my cauldron. I've got a small one that I built out back for like smaller cast iron pots, and it would probably handle my small cauldron, but it wouldn't handle my big one at all. Mine has three legs on it, about that long, and I set up rocks like a firewall around it so it can sit on their level, and then I feed a fire underneath of it. Keeps it up off the ground, gives me plenty of fire space. Take it easy, Wayne. Yeah, it's a pretty cool community, just a dad. Good to see you, Wisconsin farm boy. Well, smoke like me, people. If that's what you do. And if you don't. It's just that simple. Y'all know if Mad Shad's on tonight? He sent me a link, and I can't X out to go see what it is. Yeah, just Dad, there's a pretty good meetup here in Missouri. It's about the middle part of the state once a year. I hear you, C103. No need overdoing it. What you been up to, C103? I haven't been on YouTube a whole lot. I haven't checked to see if you've had any videos out lately. That's another good channel, y'all. If one of you mods would drop C103's link, I'd appreciate it. Okay, I'll check that out. You can share your link too, Sophia, or anybody else's you feel like you need to share. YouTube Kentucky, you can share people's links. If they're a content creator, share their links, help people grow a little bit if they want to. The only city boy in the whole state. It's all right. I know city boys that have been survivalist. They're back into the 60s. They had whole setups in the city, bunker and everything. That was a pretty big thing back in the 60s and 70s. Was fallout shelters. I remember as a kid, uh, one in particular was right next door to us, and but I remember seeing several of them around the around back then, behind people's houses, dug into the side of the hills with a big concrete front. Well, there's times they can be not so smart there, Kentucky. My chat locked up again. It did. That's right, Justin Dad. That's another thing with the area I live in. My neighbors, almost all of them, have a pantry. Almost all of them can food in the summer times, vegetables or whatever. They'll can deer meat or beef or pork or something when they get meat. I got one neighbor that was dry canning flour in jars. All right, see you, Lady Smith. Have a good evening. So I got neighbors that are, you know, a bit ahead of the curve as far as rest of society. Yeah, I'm glad I don't live in a city. I've lived in cities before. I used to run down to Charlotte, North Carolina back in my younger days. I wouldn't want no part of it nowadays. Man ended up in prison for shooting somebody for defending himself. Yeah, as long as you freeze it, uh, flour sometimes, depending on how it's put up, will hold. I have had flour that was frozen and to get rid of the bugs, but it got kind of yellowy and it tasted off. It didn't get it, you know, other than atmosphere moisture. There wasn't no moisture around it. That's been several years ago. I don't store flour. I have a lot of wheat, not just for grinding the flour, but also for planting into a crop if need be. Because if it's a long term event, after that first year, especially, there's going to be a need for a wheat harvest. You called ice on your neighbor. Cool, I guess. Scott James, was they illegal? Did they deserve it? Was you just being a tard or what? Yeah, I've heard of people doing that, Rabbit. Give you the T. Scott. That's wild. Come on. Well, because Kentucky, they know the possibilities. They've talked to old Gilly Bates. All right, Sophia. Oh, I got you, Scott. And see, that's one of the little things that makes me kind of cringe at what's going on. I'm all for getting that all them out of here that's been coming in over the last many years, but uh, it also brings in a snitch culture where people like to do that drop the dime on their neighbor thing. All right, see you, Yankee. You have a good one. I'll probably see you this weekend. Yeah, same here, Rabbit. I'm legend in this area. I was told in 1998 by a cop that I'd get a bullet in the back of my head if I got pulled over after dark, and this old man's still here. I wasn't an old man then, but I'm still here. I'll do all the shit anybody wants to do at any given time. I don't push myself on nobody, but you push, you will get a fight you won't believe. Yeah, Gilly Bates. I met him in 2016 at Microsoft DSM 4, I believe it was, in West Des Moines, Iowa, when I was building data centers. I built data centers for Microsoft, Facebook, Amazon, Google, the government. They had a big dinner for all the trades to thank all of us for the quick production, and him and his wife done a short walkthrough. Yeah, you're welcome anytime, just Dad. Anytime you want to stop in, you feel free. You stay safe and take care of that kid. Well, thank you, just Dad. Yeah, you're welcome here anytime. We got a community of good people here. That's the truth. Vines and beards don't get along. I wish we had muscadines grow around here. When I grew up in South Carolina, and muscadines grew everywhere down there. You can find them wild. A lot of old homestead sites had them. Hey, you stay safe and be blessed too, brother. Chat locked up or what? That'd be cool, Rabbit. I'd trade you out some stuff for some good starts and some black oaks. I'd like to have me a couple of little black oaks to transplant. Good, healthy ones. Just let me know what you'd want for them. I'll bring some stuff to barter too. Well, that's awesome, Rabbit. I remember we discussed it earlier. That's cool of you, brother. kind of choked me up. Throw another rib out. That's cool. Well, thank you, Bilbo, weed lover. I just got done taking me a puff. Coughed me up pretty good. Got the old bellows a moving. Yeah, I was too, Carolina. How you doing, Kakaroto? Salute to you. Where are you from? What country? I used to make quite a bit of wine years ago. I've kind of started getting back into it a little bit. Shappy Changal Karatakoto is not a real person. Well, you might not be either, Shappy. I mean, I kind of get suspicious of those who throw out the accusations first, you know. Ah, Chile. Salute to you down there in Chile. I'm in the United States of America. Thank you for staying in your country. Oh, cool, Shappy. I'm glad you're real. Where are you from, Shappy? Yeah, I've drank some choke cherry wine in my life. It was pretty decent. I've never made any out of choke cherries. Mississippi. That's cool, Bilbo. Malaysia. Greetings from the United States of America. Well, how you doing? Look, Bryce. Don't turn around and look behind you. Are all my mods gone? How you doing, Kiss Roberts? From Ireland. Good evening to you, lassie. Grew up in Kentucky, lived in northern Michigan most of my adult life. That's cool. Oh, you're cool looks, Bryce. You ain't bothered me any. I mean, in some circles, that could be considered a compliment, looks, Bryce. I mean, to be compared to Michael Myers, you know. Oh, my phone. About the end of the live stream. Yep. Well, y'all stay safe and have a good one.